Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today let's make a diagonal folded center spiral. I'm going to start by using a washable marker and making a mark on the shirt where I want the center of the spiral to be. Now I'm going to fold the shirt diagonally, and I want that mark to be right on the line that I'm going to fold. I want to try to smooth out any of the wrinkles on the inside of the shirt and get the shirt laying flat. Now I'm going to use a pair of locking tweezers and attach the locking tweezers to the mark that I drew on the front side of the shirt. By the way, I purchased these locking tweezers from Amazon, and they're coated in some kind of plastic, so they're not going to damage the shirt. Then I'm going to use my microwave splatter guard, place that over the top of the locking tweezers, and begin to spiral the shirt. As I turn my tweezers one direction, I'm using my other hand to form additional folds in the shirt. Once I have the shirt spiraled, I'm going to hold the folds in place with some rubber bands. I have some new Dyespin colors that I haven't tried out yet, and I have another Happy Cat color that I haven't tried, and so I'm going to use all of those on this shirt. After I tied this shirt, I put it aside for a couple of days because I was working on a couple other projects, so the shirt is almost totally dry. I'm going to incline this spiral, so I've placed it on top of a rack, and this rack is kind of cool because the legs on the rack will collapse. So I'm going to actually collapse one leg of this rack to put the shirt at an incline once I get the dye and the ice on top. So the first thing that I'm going to do is make myself an ice barrier using my silicone cake molds. And I have a link down below in the description for this video for those too. You'll find a lot of links for most of the things that I use when I tie-dye. I'm going to start by dividing the shirt into 4 sections, and I'm going to use my washable marker for this. I'm making sure I take each one of the lines through the center of the spiral. And what that's going to do is that's going to help all the colors originate from that center spiral. On the lines that I just drew, I'm going to use Dyespin's Winter Wren. After I started applying the dye, I decided I would go ahead and lightly spray it with a little bit of soda ash solution since the shirt is completely dry. Of the 4 remaining colors, 2 of them are a little more orange and 2 of them lean a little bit more toward the brown copper colors. So I'm going to try to place those colors opposite of each other. I'm going to place Wandwood from Happy Cat and Red Copper from Dyespin across from one another. And then in the 2 other sections, I'm adding Aged Bronze and Saddle Leather from Dyespin. Now I'm going to add an additional sprinkle of soda ash over the top of the dye and add on some ice. Now I'm going to take and fold the leg of one end of this rack down underneath so that it inclines the shirt. I went ahead and allowed the ice to melt and came back and added one more small layer of ice because I had some undissolved dye left sitting on top. After the second layer of ice melted, I allowed the shirt to process for about 48 hours before I started rinsing it. And as you can see, the dye went through really well to the back side. I started rinsing in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. I'm going to take the rubber bands off of the shirt and then go ahead and warm the water up to hot and continue rinsing in hot water to try to rinse out the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. I went ahead and did the rinsing method that I normally do, where I soak the shirt in really hot water along with a little bit of Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent. When the water cools off, I change it out and I continue that soaking process until the water is almost clear. I think that is just a little bit easier than just continuing to rinse for a long time until the water is almost clear. Then I put the shirt, along with some Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent, into my washing machine and I washed it using a hot water cycle. Okay, so I've washed, dried, and ironed the shirt, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? I think this one looks really cool. I really love these colors. If you know me, you know I'm not one who uses a whole lot of orange, but I'll be honest with you, over about the last year or so, orange has really grown on me. I've really started to appreciate the color and I've really learned to love it. So these colors are gorgeous. And unfortunately, because this is the first time I've used them, I'm not entirely sure which color is doing what. I mean, some of you guys who are maybe a little bit more familiar with these colors can let me know exactly what color is what. What I do know is they are all gorgeous. I really love kind of the olive green type color that's coming out of what I think is the winter wren color. I think that's what's splitting out that olive green type color. And then the areas that look like they're white aren't actually white on this shirt. They have kind of, I don't know, like a taupey color to them. So it's not a pure white in those little areas. But I like these colors together. I like the greenish type color mixed with the orange, that burnt orange, rusty type color, copper. I don't know, I just think it looks really pretty. And I like the design too. I've done this one before, but when I did this design before, I used a different color palette and I didn't make a mark in the center of the shirt where I wanted my spiral to begin. And so I wasn't quite as pleased with the placement of the spiral design. I think whenever I do the spiral like this, it looks very much like either a flower or a berry. In this case, kind of like almost like a cuckleburr. I don't know. I just think it is kind of an interesting design in the middle of the shirt. What do you guys think? I mean, do you like this kind of diagonal spiral? I just think it's something different, something that's a little bit unexpected. And I just think that all of these colors just are definite winter, fall, earthy vibes. And I like the effect of doing the shirt at an incline. I do see how the dye moved and kind of stretched out from that center area, and I think that looks really pretty. I like those big streaks of dye and the dye movement going through the shirt. But of course, I'm always a sucker for dye movement, so I just think it gives a really cool effect to the shirt. But what do you guys think? Please drop me some comments down below. And if you know these colors, if you've used these colors, I know the wandwood isn't quite as new, but I think the other colors from Dyespin are a little bit newer colors. But if you've used these, help me kind of figure out which colors are doing what in this shirt. It's always fun to use new colors together, but when you do, sometimes it's a little hard to tell what color is doing what. And if you've enjoyed this video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it. and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.